Hey guys, you always tell me to wait. Don't be going there.
Go for it.
Welcome to Tiffindale Rescue Realtors, episode whatever number.
Yeah, I don't know.
Today is a great day. It's kind of cloudy outside here, but hey, we're locked in a room with a big old light shining on.
We are.
So
And this episode will be airing on St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, which I know we don't normally talk about, like, time and everything.
We try not to, but hey, it's kind of fun.
It is
so,
fun.
what's been going on this week with you? Because I have a few things that's been going on with you.
With me? This week, specifically, the week that we're filming, I got my sellers under contract and then on their sell and their purchase of their new home.
Okay, so you've been busy.
I've been busy.
That's
and I've had a lot of photo shoots this week.
And a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah.
Houses. Oh, the market's picking up maybe?
Mm-hmm.
People are getting listings.
Yeah.
People will be able to have houses to pick from.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. We're also both dressed kind of Hawaiian today.
And we did not plan this.
Which is kind of strange.
Which is funny because of the Tiffindale thing. We talked about you needing to wear a Hawaiian shirt all the time. Which
Yep,
you don't have
absolutely. Well, on this one it's the solid red, but in some of the logos that are kind of what we base it on, the Dale part's always wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
So, hey,
I need to get like an Indiana Jones hat.
very, very appropriate.
Yeah.
The other thing Tiffany's been doing that she probably isn't going to talk about, she'll probably kick me because I'm going to talk about her and make fun of it, is she got a new piece of jewelry.
I did. But you know what? Everybody but Dale loves it.
I don't not love it.
It's great.
I just think it's weird.
It's not weird. I'm interested to hear, like, if people want to comment and tell me what you think on this, if it's something you would do. But most people that know me know that my dog, Roxy, passed away. Best dog ever. She passed away. I'm going to cry talking about it.
No.
She passed away in August, and I am going to be...
Gosh, has it been that long?
I know, yeah. I'm going to be going on a big trip, which would be on her birthday, and I always took her everywhere with me, and so I got a little ring, and it's got her ashes in it, so she's always with me. Can't really see it. But.
In a sentimental kind of way, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It is really pretty, though.
It is pretty. Yeah. It almost looks like an opal.
Yeah.
It's got a little pattern in it.
Yeah, she like swirled it. It's made with epoxy and the ashes, so...
That's very
It's
neat.
really pretty. I love it.
I am not exact... I mean, believe me, I like animals. Don't get me wrong. I like all kinds of animals. I like goats. I like dogs. I don't even hate cats. But I don't understand... in my old brain, why animals have really, really become a big thing.
I think animals have always been a big thing to people that love them. I think it's just become more accepting in a societal standpoint for realizing that people really do go through grief when they lose them.
Yeah, and I thought maybe I was just kind of like my grandfather or something that used to live on the farm and have pigs and cows and horses and all that kind of stuff. And they were just animals.
Dale is the farthest thing from a farm person.
Oh, absolutely. No, for sure. I am. But, yeah, because, I mean, they took care of their animals.
Yeah.
They loved them, but their animals were there for a purpose.
Of course.
They were there to work. They weren't there to really be a companion.
But they still...
Well, they're dogs sometimes, but I don't know.
Dogs are very different, and when they are a pet and they're part of your life. We're going off on a long tangent. We'll get on topic here pretty soon.
I wanted you to talk about your dog.
But people are going to really hate me for this one, but there are actually studies and proof that a lot of people go through more grief when they lose their pet because they are a part of your everyday life, and they're there all the time. You know, if you lose a loved one that you don't see all the time, like, it's not something that you're reminded of the second you wake up, and it's something that they're always happy to see you, like, no matter what. If it's been 5 seconds or 5 years, they're going to act the same way when they see you again. Like, they're always happy to see you. It's just the most pure form of love and unconditional love that you can have on this earth, in my opinion. Okay, let's talk about work.
Wow.
But Roxy really, truly was.
Oh, she was a great dog.
And she was everyone's dog,
She was a great dog.
So she was amazing.
But I really do kind of like the ring wrap.
It is pretty.
I wouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah.
I certainly made fun of you about it, but it's kind of cool.
I'll post a picture on our page for you guys.
There you go. That'll be fun.
It's pretty.
But did we talk about dogs? Are we veterinarians?
No.
So we don't really need to talk about animals. I will tell you, I watched a TV show what's it called? This is on animals still. It's called, oh, I know, Yukon Vet.
Oh.
This woman goes and like darts grizzly bears with sedatives and then goes and takes their blood and stuff.
Yeah, that's not the life for me.
I'm like, oh no. And she's like, oh, well, they sleep about an hour, and she's checking and they do this because you don't really want a grizzly bear to wake up when you're sticking him with a needle to take his blood out.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, again, not my thing. Again, city boy for sure. But realtor, absolutely. Always for a long, long time. And today, we're going to just go over some basic stuff. I've been studying a lot about this and looking at this and thinking about this and developing a whole class kind of around this. But it's on realtors realizing, first of all.
Oh, this is a big one.
As an agent, whether you're newly licensed or whether you've been in the business 30 years, because I know a lot of those guys too, you are a business owner.
Yes. You are an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur. What does that mean? If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, classic Robert Kiyosaki book, yeah, you're not like maybe in the little fourth quadrant, but you're certainly in the third quadrant, which is an entrepreneur category. You are your business, unless you're really, really, really far advanced.
And sometimes it's kind of harder to realize this as well, because if you're coming from a corporate world where everybody has a role and a place, and then you come into this world and you realize that all of those roles are yours.
Everything.
You're everything. You're your marketer, you're your bookkeeper, you are your customer service representative, you are your administration, you're everything. And that's kind of the hardest part that people don't really think about all the time, especially if you come from a position where you were just customer service or just sales. Like, you might be great at sales, but there are aspects of this job and this business that you really need to realize are a business, because you could be the best salesman, but until you actually implement running it as a business, you're not going to last for very long.
Correct.
So.
And this is a great career long term to have and all of that. So let's talk about some really basic stuff first.
Back to the base.
Agents get out of real estate school. Oh, wait.
Which, by the way, you learn nothing in real estate school that actually prepares you for real estate.
Correct. That shows you how to pass a test,
point?
maybe. And this does not just apply to new agents right out of real estate school, because I know plenty of agents that are 20, 30 years in the business that still haven't done this.
Which, I mean, it's pretty impressive that they haven't done this and they're still in it 20 to 30 years later.
Well, it depends.
You gotta give some credit where credit is due.
You don't even know what I'm fixing to say.
I don't, but
here we go.
They're here.
They are. They're still here. The first thing you should do when you realize that is you probably should think about separating bank accounts.
Number one rule.
You have a personal bank account. You have a business bank account, and I'm not so sure you don't need a tax.
I have a tax one, yeah.
Bank account.
I think that also really helps just set up your mindset going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all part of that.
Instead of seeing it all go into your bank account, you're like, look at my money, and it really, like, you set it up so that, and I don't know, everybody does it differently, but my business gets paid and then I pay myself for my business. So
that's normally the way that works.
I know, but that's what you're supposed to do. But doing it that way, I already know how much from each paycheck is going to go where. And it's like, oh, you might make $5,000 on a transaction, but your personal bank account is not actually making $5,000.
Correct, and I'm going to use 10 because I can do math. This is really
10 is
easy.
way easier than 5.
This is not a hard, fast rule once you figure it out. But when you're starting out working out of 3 bank accounts, you make a $10,000 commission, which is about the average commission, maybe a little bit high for here in the Metroplex right now. So you're going to get $10,000 when you close.
And we're going to say that's after your brokerage fees.
Oh no, we're not.
Oh, okay, that's more math for me.
Yeah, no, it is.
I'm going to let Dale do the math. You want a pen?
Yeah, no. So you get $10,000 gross commission. Depending on your brokerage fees,
which we're not allowed to talk about,
that makes you $10,000. If your broker takes 30% of that,
you make
then that's $7,000. That's right. So do the math accordingly on you, based on the check that you have coming in. I am still going to use $10,000 to keep it simple. $10,000. Number one, out of that $10,000 you get, $2,000 needs to go where?
To your tax savings.
Tax account.
And that is to each their own. Some people do more. I tend to do more on that end. I do 25% just because I am terrified of getting to tax time and not having enough money. So it's, but you need at least 20.
Correct. I actually put a little less in because I've got a history. I know what to do.
And Dale's also a very aggressive tax.
Well, but I've also got some other deductions and things like that because I've been doing this a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
But 20% is kind of the general number. Maybe your first year you do 25%, but we'll go with 20. So $2,000 goes into your tax account when you make your first check. What is that tax account for?
Oh, paying your taxes, because guess what? They don't take it out.
Let's say that again. What is that 20% for?
Taxes.
Taxes. That's
Taxes.
all. So
don't touch it.
So what that means, as you experience some success, and if you knew the number of agents that I know that have gotten in trouble with the IRS their first year, maybe that was their 5th year. Oh no, their 7th year, where they can't pay their taxes at the end of the year, you would be shocked. Be prepared for that. The IRS will always get their money.
And I think that's something, going back to talking about the mindset aspect of it. If you're going to just put all your money into your personal account and maybe put some savings, this really does help you. I'm going to compare it to the envelope method.
That's
right?
kind of what I do.
So who's that? Dave Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey.
Okay, so the Dave Ramsey envelope method of budgeting and setting forth your monthly budget. You put however much money you need for groceries in this envelope, however much money you need for gas in this envelope, etc. and so forth. And you don't deviate from that. You do not rob from Peter to pay Paul. You keep your grocery money here and you keep your gas money here. If you have extra at the end of the month, great, leave it there, it's for the next month. And so you do not pull from it. And the hardest part about this job is that we do have inconsistent income. There might be a month that you are in feast mode and you're making a crap ton of money and it's great, but then there might be a 3-month run where you don't make anything and you're like, oh no, I'm running out of money. I'll just borrow from my tax savings account. No. Get your butt out there and lead generate. And
taxes are taxes, period.
Thank you.
Second, your business account. So you made 10, you have 8 left. How much should go in your business account? This number varies by people that look at it.
Yes.
But you've got to, because you're in business, you're your chief marketing officer, you're your insurance provider. You've got to figure out all of those things that go into that.
And think about the things that you're going to write off as well. So if you're going to write off your cell phone, if you're going to write off insurance, like he said, make sure if you pay these out of your business account, it's easier to get your taxes done when it's tax time. So keep more money in your business account than you probably think you need to. I would say go ahead and figure out how much your monthly expenses are for what you typically are writing off as a business expense. And it will make your life easier, because if you pay those bills with your personal account, then it's harder for tax time. But I've actually gotten a lot better because I have a bookkeeper and she keeps me in check.
So how much of that $8,000 should you put in your business account?
I would say at least $3,000.
I would say at least $4,000, if not $5,000.
Yeah,
but the
you pay a lot out of your business account too.
I pay almost everything out of my business account. But the rule is about, you want to live on, out of that $10,000. This is what goes in your personal account, $4,000.
So you made 10 grand on a sale, but really you made 4. And actually I think that's about the numbers that I use.
Yep.
Because I put a little more in taxes.
So about 40% in your personal, 40% in your business, 20% in your taxes.
Yeah.
And that's using 3 bank accounts. And I didn't even talk about retirement and where that comes from and how that works. That's a whole nother issue. So that's number one. Number one thing, as a business owner,
set it up
this
before you get started.
is not what you go buy your groceries out of every week. That's your personal. However,
It is
your
what Dale buys
cell
coffee out of.
phone, your cell phone is a business expense, at least the majority of it. So you pay that out of your business account. That's my recommendation.
Your health insurance.
Absolutely. Health insurance.
Have it come out of there.
Maybe you're super lucky and you have a spouse that has health insurance.
That'd be great.
I haven't seen that in a long time. But separate your business accounts. That's number one. Biggest thing in the world.
Yes.
And that first account, we talked about your tax account. What account is that?
Your tax account?
Your tax account. What is it? What is it for?
Taxes.
Taxes. That's all it's for.
There's only 2 certain things in this world, y'all.
Yes, death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
You got it. Again, the number of people that get in trouble with the IRS their first few years in this business is amazing. And you can adjust those numbers
I'm
as
so
you get
afraid
more
of the
experience.
IRS. I'm like,
I don't know if I want to say this out loud, but I'm not.
don't put it on
really.
video. Don't put it
I
on
just
there.
did. I'm not that afraid of it because I don't do anything illegal. I treat it the right way.
Just gonna drink my drink.
And Tiffany just mentioned one of the things that you can do as a business owner, if you have the income for it, or if you choose to make the income for it, is get a bookkeeper. My thing, which is even bigger than a bookkeeper, but a bookkeeper sure helps, is get a CPA.
Oh, yeah.
Your CPA is your tax preparer. He's only as good as the books you keep.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. Get a CPA before tax time.
Oh,
Because when you get a CPA and you're looking around tax time, they're all busy. And there are some, Ray needed a CPA, so I sent in my guy. My guy's no longer taking on more clients. So get recommendations from friends and realize that some of them may not be taking on more clients.
absolutely. Find a CPA that's familiar with small businesses and go from there. Try to find one before tax time, absolutely. Try to find one you have a really good relationship with that can help you plan some tax strategies to save
And
money.
find one that works with your level of comfort on how conservative or how liberal you may be on your write-offs.
Correct. Oh, absolutely a huge,
Because
huge
if you want to be a
deal.
little more aggressive on your write-offs, but your CPA is like, no, we're not doing that, you probably should find somebody else. Or if you have a CPA that's like, oh, you could do this, this, and this, and you're like, I don't want to get audited. That kind of scares me. Find somebody else. It's like a therapist. Find someone that works for you.
And works with you. Don't break the law. No one wants to go to jail.
Nobody.
Over the IRS. But do find one that can help you for
Did
where
I ever tell you that
are.
one summer in college I'd worked for the IRS doing audits?
No.
Our job all day long was to input this dude's statements into like Microsoft Access or something.
I'm sorry.
I made $14 an hour. It was a good summer job for a college kid. But I think that job made me more terrified of the IRS.
Okay. The other thing that goes with that. Let's go to the next step of this. We're
gonna move on.
I could talk about this for hours. I love this stuff. The other thing you need to do, because you're your chief financial officer in your company, set up a budget. Simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as complicated as you want it to be, because guess what? That's the beginning, bank accounts. But now you know how much money you have to operate on per closing. You will be able to establish numbers as you do this longer and longer. But how much money do I spend on licensing? Education. Education, by the way, business owners, is constant.
Yes. Even the free ones like this.
Absolutely. It does not matter that you only have to have 18 hours of continuing education class. That ain't going to cut it. Because not only do you have to be educated on these real estate-y things, you've got to know about taxes, business, bank accounts, trends in the media, marketing, et cetera. It is a lot. So if you're scared of taking on that challenge, you got two choices with that. You pay people to do it, or you learn how to do it.
Or you decide to go back and work for the man.
Oh man, that is so true. Most people, when they're starting out, they're going to learn to do it themselves because they know they have to do it.
Well, and there's two different ways really. It's either you're using manpower or money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's either labor or money, and you start to learn as you go along, like what's the most important to you. And I was talking to Dale about this earlier, and I am great at every other aspect of the job. I could care less about my bookkeeping. That's why I pay someone to do it for me. And actually, guess what? It's a write-off too. So I budget for how much I pay monthly for my bookkeeper in the numbers that we were talking about. But I also know that it's a write-off at the end of the year. So it's really a great thing because they help me and they're a write-off. So
well, I'm gonna give you a lesson I learned about saying what you're saying right now, which is true.
I know your lesson that you're about to say here. I'm going to tell you. Hold on, let me say it. You have to have the money first to pay for the thing that you're going to write off.
Absolutely, that is it. Write-offs are great, and how many realtors do I hear go, "Oh, I'm going to go get me a new computer because it's a write-off." Well, one of the things you have to look at is that budget and stuff that you have because you're running a business. Is it time to buy a new computer? Do you have to buy a new computer?
Yeah.
Or do you just want a new computer?
I was going to say, there's a big difference between have to and want to.
Absolutely.
Like last year, it was awful because not last year, 2021, at the end of the year, because I have a photography business too, all my gear just decided, time's up, time for a new one. And I did run it for a long time, a lot longer than I probably should have. But my computer was 7 years old and my camera body was even older. And they both were like, we're done. And I had to. Like I had to buy new equipment. And it was a hard one because it sucked. I wasn't as prepared for it. I didn't think they'd both go out at the same time. But I was there. I had to do it. It wasn't because I wanted to.
Yeah, so again,
big expense.
That can go in your budgets. Depending on how you want to do the budgets, you know that really you need a new computer about every 5 years maximum.
Yeah, especially I know this sounds bad for you guys. Like, I use my computer for both businesses, but also photography is very heavy on the memory and the running of the computer and things like that because I run a lot of programs that take up a lot of space. We're getting into a lot of technical stuff, but I do tend to need computers a little more frequently. I was really surprised I made it 7 years on that one.
Yeah, so equipment wears out because, oh wait, another job you're your purchasing manager as a self-employed person. Now, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. So you can hire people to run certain aspects of your business. Oh no, we have to cover one more thing. That's the biggest. One of the things that people's expectations are not there. Most people that get out of real estate school think, "Oh, I'm going to go get in my car, drive around, write contracts, and make a whole bunch of money."
I just like looking at houses. It's so much fun to look at houses.
Well, that's actually true. You can do that. But the thing you got to do is have the people to put in your car. And I'm being figurative because
they ain't getting in my car.
You've got to have clients. You've got to be your own lead generator, prospector,
marketer,
sales manager, marketer. All of these people all rolled into one. Or again, you can pay for that because lead generation is probably the most important part of this business.
When you think of the term sole proprietor, it's because you're in it by yourself. You are the person, unless you hire out other people, through services. But it's you.
And I have to be just crazy. You're a sole proprietor. Yes, you run your own business. However, you're not in business by yourself.
No, we say that all the time.
Because you do have a brokerage that supports you on the legal side primarily. That's my opinion. Your broker's job is not not anymore. Old days, maybe. But today, not really. Not their job to find you clients.
I have something I want to say about the broker.
Okay, go ahead.
So here's the biggest takeaway that a lot of realtors don't understand, and the public certainly doesn't understand. You don't work for your broker works for you. In a sense, that like you're paying them, and that's why they're covering you on the legal side. They're there to help you. They're your consultant. They're there for that kind of thing. So like a lot of people get in there and they're like, "Oh, I work for my broker. They're just going to give me all these leads. They're going to do all this stuff for me. Da 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 da. They're my boss. They're my manager. They're my here, Dale, do this job." They're not there to do that. They're there to support you in your business. They are a supporter of your business.
Correct. And we, as a broker, Tiff's an agent, but a really good one. But she's not incorrect in that. I say that a little bit differently, but here's mine. As your broker, we are here to make sure that you have a place to hang your license because of the law. We are here to make sure you remain compliant in all of the activity that you do, because our liability technically falls on the broker all the time, though nowadays it's becoming more and more shared. And 3, to be able to support you in your choices that you make in your business and how you choose to do that. And maybe throw in there some education and offer some solutions. That's your broker's job.
Yep.
That's it, period.
It's not their job to give you leads. Some may have lead programs set forth, but that's
Absolutely.
cut. But it's not their job, and you can't go, well, my broker's not helping me with anything. They're not helping me. That's not their job. You have to understand the definitions of their job and the definitions of your job.
One of the great myths in the real estate business that people, new agents anyway, and by new agents, I'm talking people that have been in the business probably 8 to 10 years.
And some brokerages do offer a lot more training than other brokerages.
Training is different, one-on-one time with the broker,
Yeah.
or the experienced person, mentorship, et cetera, et cetera. But whatever, you got to find the right broker for you where
And
you
that
can
might
build your
change.
business.
That's what you have to realize too. Like, something that works for you in the beginning, and that broker relationship that works for you in the beginning, it may shift throughout your career. So don't feel like you have to be married to your broker.
Oh, I don't know. But I have one thing to say.
Dale says that, but he's been with how many different brokerages?
Only 5 in 30 years.
No, really. I think I've been with 4.
It's, yeah. That, the way you said that to me goes, oh, well, she's blaming the broker for not being successful.
No, I'm not blaming
Hold
the
on.
broker.
We're going to get there. Don't argue. And that's not what she means. What she means is, as your business develops, brokerages might have to change. That's one. The other thing is, as your business develops, maybe another brokerage offers some services that they may charge more money, and you may like being there better because you don't have to worry about stuff. My opinion is, you want to find the most supportive, low-cost broker that works for developing your business. Because there's all kinds of models out there for you guys.
There's so many different models.
That are everywhere from $200 a month, period. You get nothing, to $50 a month, to whatever. I mean, there's just
30%
tons.
of transaction?
30% of your transactions, 30% plus franchise fees, 50% of your transactions. Well, with each of those steps up, you've got to look at
what you're getting
for your money. My opinion has always been, because I've done this long enough to know, when I started, everybody was 50-50. And you might have graduated up from there, no matter what.
Yeah.
That was across the board.
And it's changed. I mean, it's changed a lot even since I've been in it.
Very dramatically.
Yeah.
And then it went to, a RE/MAX 100% model where you were paying monthly bills and you were sharing expenses. Then it went to caps, Keller Williams franchising, not, again, all good. Keller Williams franchises. Then it went to transaction fee brokerages where you're not really paying for anything except for a transaction fee on every closing.
And that's kind of where I was getting at, saying like you don't have to, if one system at one place doesn't work for your business, don't feel like you have to stay there. Like, you can transition to one that works a little bit better for you. But with saying that, don't be the agent that hopscotches 8 brokerages every year either.
Oh, for sure. But you can start at any of those brokerages and be successful. And we're going to wrap it.
Yes.
You can start at any of those models and be successful. We have touched the surface of this.
The surface.
Basic 1, 2, 3 things. But you can start in any model that you want, depending on how much and how advanced you want to be in running your business.
And look into like business plans and think about how you want your model to run, and then find things that suit what you're looking for accordingly. And I know that's a big word, business plan, because it's funny, because I think one of our agents at Tour Group was made a joke about it last week or the week before. But it is something, I take this away, and Dale says that we're just scratching the surface.
Oh.
A business degree is 4 years. That's 4 years of learning how to run a business. And there are people that go to business school and still don't know how to run a business. And it's something that you really need to think about, in the sense of like Dale said, it's not just about your 18 hours of CE. You really need to be a self-starter and a self-learner. And learn as you go. Don't feel like you need to learn everything at the beginning. There are definitely things that you need to at least set up first, and those bank accounts are number one, numero uno. But don't feel like you have to have everything down perfectly before you start.
Oh, gosh, no.
Because if you don't ever start, then you're not going to have a business to run anyway.
And exactly correct in that. And I think the biggest thing that I heard in what you just said was, oh, you go to business school for 4 years. You do this, you do that. Back to my first misconception. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go get my license. People are going to drive around. I'm going to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a business. You do develop it. Mm-hmm. It's one of the only businesses you can get in for as little money as it costs to get in and make the biggest return quickly, depending on the amount of effort you take and you put in it yourself. And the biggest secret to being able to make money in real estate is learning to get your butt out of bed every morning and
That's
work.
Number 2. Number 1, set up your bank account. Number 2, actually get up and go to work every day.
You have to set up some sort of a schedule, something to where you're always moving your business forward. And with that, we're going to wrap up today. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours, and we may be talking about more aspects of this even as we go forward, because we really are here to help you guys.
And we might have more of a better outline than winging it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, both work fine for me. I love to wing it.
We both do. That's kind of our problem sometimes.
But I also, I try to keep it on track. We try to keep it real. Mm-hmm. And again, we love answering questions. So if you see anything on here, you want to ask a question, please feel free to ask a question. If you want to ask a question, this is one of my favorite questions I've been getting lately as the market shifted. Oh, well, should I do this? Right now in this marketplace, it is time to watch those expenses and figure out what's going on while still creating business for yourselves.
And with that,
this is Tiff and Dale Rescue Realtors.
Bye. Oh, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Go out there, get some business. We love you.
We are here for you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.